Is your wife behind the scenes of your contracting business? Then this video is for you. All right, what's up, guys? This is Miguel. He owns LAC Heating and Air. He has been on our team for a little over a month now. Before we talk about like the results and the success you've had working with us, where were you before you decided to jump on the team with us?
You know, we were doing personal shots with our social media. We were just literally just kind of, I would get a phone, make my own video in the morning, and no editing, no nothing. It was just very raw footage, and I was just kind of all over the place. No sense of direction when it came to the social media.
And now another thing, as I know when we were talking the first time on Zoom, you said you work with another marketing agency, and that kind of like left the bad taste in your mouth. Can you just talk more about that? But obviously not mention the name, but like talk more about that.
Oh yeah, that was brutal. So yeah, we had a bad experience. I mean, I had somebody call me up. Everything sounded great over the phone. I mean, I went ahead and committed to it because it sounded so good. And then the results just didn't deliver. They fell super short. Next day, we jumped on a call where it's like, the onboard, for them to convince me took 2 hours. The onboarding call took like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And they literally just sent me on my way. We're like, all right, you're all done. Good luck out there. And I'm like, wait, what happened to all the good stuff you told me about yesterday? All these things. And this call lasted like 15, 20 minutes. Like, they're like, yeah, you're all set up. You're going to see the results roll in. I'm like, no, I want to cancel this, man. I was like, I kind of want my money back. They're like, yeah, no, you can't. I'm like, what do you mean I can't? Like, of course everything's cancelable. Like, let me get my money back,
Yeah.
Said, no, you can't, let me talk to your boss. The boss is like, yeah, you can. Let me talk to the next guy. No, you cannot cancel. At the end of the day, I even got threatened by that company. So after I got threatened by that company, they said, all those good reviews you have on your Google profile, we're a marketing company. They're like, we will slander you, we will bash you. Make sure you remove the review, because I left them a bad review because of my experience. That, I just felt like they were going to take me, and it wasn't cheap at all. It was very pricey, and ultimately I had to, file credit card dispute and this, that. It was just after that. So when you called me, I was like, man, I was on my guard was fully up. I just was like, you know what, this sounds also too good to be true, but glad to say it's been a different experience.
How did your wife react that night when you told her?
Oh man,
She wanted to shoot you, I assume.
So yeah, the first time I did that with that marketing company, it was a large amount, a large sum. So sometimes we make business decisions, accordingly, like to where we're like, hey, if us as owners, we feel this is going to benefit our company, sometimes you make decisions without getting the wife involved, So go ahead and make that decision. When I had a hard time trying to get my money back and it just wasn't cancelable, apparently, at that point, then it's just like, and then you call me and I ended up getting my money back with these people because I kind of fought that. And then I get on the phone, I do the same exact thing. Oh my God, my wife was ready to kill me. She's like, you did it again. You did not learn from the last time. Have you even looked these guys up? I'm like, well, everything sounded so good. Like, it just sounded great. And he doesn't seem to be like the other guys. I felt comfortable, At the end, she's like, I got to talk to him. I got to jump on this call with him and we got to figure this out. Yeah. So she was on guard, man. I was, and I couldn't sleep all night. And, it was crazy.
And the next morning I did talk to your wife, which was cool.
Yeah.
And we ended up, and I realized from that conversation I had with your wife, I was like, hey, I feel like she just really loves you.
Yeah. She just basically wants to, obviously, I mean, this is our baby, So it's like, she sees how much effort we put into our baby, how much time we spend, and being out late nights and servicing customers, and having a business is just, I mean, we put on so many different hats on, and she knows I haven't ever tried something like this, and she just felt like, you know what, I think we got to make this work, and I think we got the right people to do it. Miguel, I talked to Lowe's, the value he's providing. I mean, we gotta give it a fair shot, and we're gonna run with it.
And I appreciate you guys for giving me a fair shot. That means a lot. How fast did we move right when you joined the team? Did we drag ass for 6 weeks?
No. It was pretty quick. As a matter of fact, I was just kind of like, man, this is sometimes as a business owner, like I said, we're so busy. We got stuff going on. I said, you know what? Angela, you're gonna have to be in charge of this because you guys ended up moving pretty quick. You guys came out, started shooting, started getting us set up with, with the whole system that you guys set us up on. It just moved so fast that I was just kind of like, man, and I'm thankful that, in a sense, my wife was able to help me out as well. Yeah, you guys were quick, effective,
Yeah, that's my goal. It's like, why I started doing this is because I wish I had me when I had like I had a brick and mortar gym for almost 7 years, and I've been screwed over by a lot of marketing companies when I had my brick and mortar business. Right. So I was like, hey, I promised myself whenever I was going to work with other business owners like yourself, I would want to give them the experience I wish I had when I had my brick and mortar business.
Sometimes we expect to also get that from other people when it comes to marketing, when it comes to different things, but not everybody's out there to provide that fairness. So sometimes for us, it's just like, man, and with you guys, the experience has been so far different than that.
I feel you operate the same way with your clients. Like when you go service a home, it's like, hey, like my goal is to have a long-term relationship with them. If it's an extended family member.
Exactly.
Like when I talk to you guys, you see me, I text Angela, I was like, hey, you
Right.
want to hop on a quick call? Like I didn't see
Yeah.
you guys as a dollar sign. It's like, hey, this is a long-term relationship we're
Right.
cultivating. Now, how fast did you start seeing results once everything went live?
I want to say maybe like immediately it was we started getting some leads, we started getting results. It was pretty fast. So I mean, and we continue to get leads and we continue to get calls. We've gotten work from there, and we continue to do so. So it works, you know.
Let them know about the power of having an assistant in your life, because we're able to bring you in a virtual assistant. How's that helped you out?
Yeah, so the virtual assistant, I mean, you hear about these things, virtual assistant in another, country, whatnot. And it's like, but for us small business owners, we're so busy stuck in an attic. We're busy giving out estimates. We don't have the network to be able to say, hey, this, we can set you up with this person that's going to help, get your leads. Like, so for a while, I would tell my wife, I said, hey, we need to reach out to all of our customers off of social media when we do videos and somebody, so I had somewhat of the idea that you guys were doing,
Yeah.
but I just don't have the time and the structure to do it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it was like once you guys kind of came over and say, hey, Miguel, like, look, we set this up for you. Here's this person's going to call you, this person. And you guys just basically had that system down where you made it so seamless. And we don't have to be dealing with any of that part. Besides, we get a phone number, a name, an address. And, this person wants a new AC. This person wants a repair. Their system doesn't work or they want maintenance. And I'm like, wow, I mean, that's invaluable. It's just like, it's a game changer.
I love HVAC. You already know have a lot of HVACs on the team. And I realize you guys are too busy to even text back. And then would you say when you're getting these calls, would you say that you're competing on price? Because obviously like on Google and Yelp, I assume you've been the third call, the fourth call. You get to somebody's house and there's 3 other HVAC vans lined up at the front of the house. Have you had that problem with Instagram?
Los, I've invested money on Yelp, on Angie's Leads. That's a super competitive market. You have no idea how many thousands of dollars I've thrown away on that. Angie's Leads, just to break that down for all you other people that maybe haven't tried Angie's Leads, you ask yourself, but you're like, I don't have the budget, because it could be, 1,000 a month, and that's on the low end. You got companies doing 20,000 or 10,000, but for us, even $1,000, we got to make that last. We got to stretch that $1,000 out a month, and we got to be able to see some return on $1,000 because, 1,000, 2,000, 3, whatever is it that you put in is because this is the extra that you send it out and you're expecting something back,
right?
And it just hurts when you get nothing. You guys probably tried it. Angie's Leads, you put in $1,000 or $2,000, and then they say, okay, well, here's a lead. This person came in to Angie's Leads. They inquired about a new HVAC system because theirs broke down, and they're like, oh, they look at that lead like gold, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna give that out to 6 people, right? So you have $2,000 on your balance. So they say, okay, we're gonna take $250 out of your $1,000 or $2,000, and we're gonna give you this lead. And then they go, but it's not exclusive. We also gonna give it to this contractor.
Oh shit.
So then they basically go here and they're like, hey, we got this lead we gave to LAC Heating and Air, boom, and we take $250 from him, and then we go to the next one. They do that to about 6 people, and then they're like, hey, you watching? Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about. So it's like they give you a lead, and then at the end, they charge you $250. So they just collected over $1,000, $1,500 in lead money,
oh, wow.
And they gave it to everybody. And then if you didn't, if you're in an attic as a small homeowner, a small business owner, and you're in an attic or you're in an estimate, and guess what? You can't call that customer back in an hour. Well, guess what? Your competitors did. Your competitors already reached out to them. So by the time you call them back, they've already been called 5-6 times, and they don't want your call no more. So then at that point, just to tell you, I've never successfully been able to get a good lead from Angie's Leads. So it got to a point where I just canceled it.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine that.
So it's like a little mob in there.
It is, yeah. And then Yelp is no different, but Yelp is a little bit more effective.
Yeah.
By a little bit, I say a little bit.
Yeah.
So, with Yelp, I'd put, $2,000 in Yelp. And it seemed like at first, it was almost like at first they just kind of give you a little taste of what you can get.
Yeah.
And then they'll give you a couple leads. And then the second month, it kind of dwindles down. By the third month, you're like, lucky if you get anything, That's just how Yelp works as well. So there's so many marketing companies that it's like, okay, I think they're the ones getting rich.
Yeah.
And us, we're just kind of like, hey, we just kind of, they sprinkle us a little something, to make you feel. But yeah, so I was like, so even that's why when I spoke to you and we're so hesitant because as a small business, we're just, we're trying to stay, we're trying to basically hustle. We're trying to, make our business like bloom. And there's so many people where it's like the return on investment's like very shaky.
And how has Instagram been any different?
Because yeah, it's just very consistent. My leads don't get shared, which is nice. You know, my VA is not going around. My virtual assistant's not going and selling my leads. You know, so she's not like, hey Miguel, I need this much money for this lead and holding me hostage. Like, no, it's just basically, so the virtual assistant works for us. We pay them.
And would you say now you're the first call on Instagram?
Yeah, basically. So I'm just like, yeah, all the time. So it's just like, man, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool the way the whole thing has been like kind of coming along. I haven't had the opportunity to maybe tell you guys all this.
Yeah, because you've been busy, which is fine. I understand.
Busy, so it's just like yeah. So my wife has been the one kind of keeping up with all this. So all you wives out there, back up your husbands because it works. It's one of those things. Don't be shy. Get involved, and maybe you guys can be the social media booking wife. I don't know, but I'm sure your husband will like you a lot more if you guys are like getting 5, 6 more calls for him.
Oh man.
My wife, I've taken her to dinner. She gets one extra outing dinner a week because of this. Because I'm like, okay, you deserve it.
You didn't tell me that, Angela.
Yeah.
So she gets dinner. Damn.
She gets.
No wonder she's been on it with me. I call her, she answers. She's like, oh, whatever you need.
She gets Korean barbecue one more time every week. So it's a good thing.
Have people started to recognize you in public, or like your wife in public?
Yeah, that's another funny part. Yeah, we've gone out a couple different places, especially like near our targeted areas that we've gone out. Different places. I've had somebody like at a restaurant, kind of like, I know they were like, kind of look back at me and they're like, it was a pizza place actually. We serviced their system, Reels Pizza in Montebello.
Yeah.
So
was that the Montebello that you serviced because they saw your Instagram? They're like, oh shit, you're on Instagram again. Was it that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we went ahead and they trusted us. They got a brand new HVAC system and on their other little repairs. Yeah. So I get people are like, hey man, I've been seeing you around. I mean, also supply stores. I'll go into supply stores and they're like, so my competitors we're also making some noise with our competitors for sure.
Does that make you proud now that you get to show off your work finally?
Oh yeah,
somebody
for sure.
scrolling.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. So it's fun, man. It's just like, wow, you go out there and you're like, dang, you just don't realize the type of noise it's making. It's just like, yeah, until people are like kind of starting to bring it up and pointing this, that. So it's fun. It's cool. I'm like, wow.
And then last question, because I appreciate you. I know you're super busy. You took time out of just to talk to me. For the husband and wife, that's a contractor, any type of contracting business. What would be like one piece of advice you would tell them before they get on a call with me?
So basically, and it's good that you say for any contractor or any trade really, because honestly, this is not only usable for HVAC. I mean, this is the type of results we've been getting, whether you're a general, whether you're a plumber, electrician. I mean, the type of leads we get with your type of marketing, with your system. I mean, don't be scared. I mean, I get it. Sometimes we're scared. The investment that you make is a fraction of what you're going to get in the results. So it's just, I mean, you got to spend money to make some money.
Yeah.
And I know we've all spent money where sometimes we haven't made money and that's what gets us scared. But just your system is a very well organized system. Everything's targeted. Everything moves along. You see your results almost instant. I mean, we've already, I want to say maybe our 2 or 3 folds on our return on our investment.
Yeah.
So from, almost immediately, like a week in, guys, I mean, we've already at like, not a week, maybe 3 weeks in, we've already gotten our investment back. So guys, general contractors, don't be scared, man. Just trust the process. You got to spend a little bit of money to make money. Spend a little time with Lowe's and you'll see your investment pretty quick.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video.